Press 2 for representative.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Press 2 for Representative. My name is Parker Andrus. I'm joined with me, Ian Blotter, together at last here in the wonderful city of Cebu, Philippines. As promised, this is likely the most anticipated episode of the series.
Lots of, requests for a podcast like this.
Yeah, and a huge buzz ever since we announced that we would be
Together.
recording in Cebu, really. So
Hopped on a plane, flew
at LAX. Yeah.
37
You were
hours.
in your cardigan. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Shout out to Miley.
Yeah, thank you, Miley.
But we were in one of our offices here in the Philippines. As you'll notice in my background, there is a CTNP. That stands for Cebu TELE-NET Philippines. Ian, of course, has our wonderful TELE-NET logo to his side. Merry Christmas. Happy holiday.
Christmas, Happy New Year.
Whatever you celebrate, man, be happy. If there's any place that does Christmas almost perfectly, it's the Philippines. Everywhere you go.
They've been celebrating for a long time.
Yeah. I mean, October, I feel like September, October, you start to see the Christmas decorations come out. We got our lovely in-office Christmas tree next to me over here.
Cool.
It really is beautiful. So grateful to be here. Grateful to be recording here. And wanted to have a good conversation about the BPO industry, call centers in the Philippines. I would venture to say that almost everybody that is called into a customer service line of a major corporation has spoken to someone in the Philippines. With maybe they did know, maybe they didn't know, but it's a huge hub.
Oh, yeah.
For the industry.
I think a lot of people, when they first think of outsourcing too, they generally go to India, or for a long time, that was sort of the mindset of outsourcing was in India. But Philippines has grown significantly since the 1990s, 2000s, and now significantly contribute to a lot of outsourcing.
Yeah, it's interesting. It kind of got its start in the Philippines in Manila, which is the capital of the Philippines, which is about roughly an hour or so flight north of here. But it's grown tremendously and is a huge part of the $40 billion industry of BPO. I believe there's about 800 to 900 registered BPO companies in the Philippines, with about a quarter of that, 200 or so, being based here in Cebu. And we're proud to be one of those, with over 700 employees based in our offices here in Cebu. So pretty incredible.
Within the Philippines, I think you're looking at a couple million agents, people working in the BPO industry, customer service, call center. And this is also big. It's not just, it's a growth engine for the Philippines. It contributes significantly to the GDP of the country, which is pretty amazing. So outsourcing is very important to just the people in the workforce.
And interestingly, obviously with all of the innovation of AI, one of the biggest questions that people ask is like, well, how is that impacting customer service and specifically the BPO industry? People are saying, hey, are you nervous that AI is going to take over your job? But all of the projections, all of the studies are still very much showing that outsourcing to countries such as the Philippines is on the rise, and people still want that human interaction. Ian, you've been to the Philippines a couple of times now.
Yeah.
One thing that makes the Philippines such a wonderful place to provide customer service is just this innate hospitality mindset that they have. Do you want to speak a little bit to that?
So I have never received so much hospitality until I've come to the Philippines. People are so nice, so genuine. I go to the hotel and they have just a woman in a very formal dress answering the door for you at the hotel. You're being greeted very politely every time you go into a building. So just in their culture, they're very empathetic, genuine, kind, love-hearting people. So it's very nice, very warming to feel that and sort of experience that. And you kind of can see why so many of them do such a great job in customer service, providing that warm hospitality that is straight from their culture. So I do enjoy that.
Yeah, it comes across on the phone as well. Something that we've talked about previously on our podcast is at TELE-NET being a Japanese company, one of our values of our company is this ideology of Japanese omotenashi. And the marriage between Filipino hospitality and Japanese omotenashi has created this incredible synergy that has made just a new level of customer service when we put those two things together.
And we hear it from, our clients, specifically our American clients, when they're talking about how much they love the agents, just because they're just so nice.
Well, let's talk about this a little bit more, Ian, because obviously I feel like every major airline and almost every major bank outsources here. Huge corporations, global corporations have a presence here.
Why?
Well, we talked about why just barely, but let's talk about why companies are choosing not to, like what their concerns are. I feel like they kind of they lean into a negative stereotype too much without experiencing it themselves, or they rely on a personal experience. Let's talk a little bit about that.
Outsourcing in the Philippines is really like driving with, Google Maps or some sort of maps on your phone.
Okay.
Everybody gets in their car trying to figure out where I need to go, and what they do is pull up their phone, outsource the directions to, that Maps app, and gets them to where they need to go.
Yeah.
And, it's in the back end. Nobody talks about it. Everybody just sort of does it. You don't brag to your friends, oh, I got this new driving app that helps me get there faster, but everybody uses it. So, and then when you get in your car and you're not,
Well done.
and you don't have your maps, your app, and you try and get there by yourself, you kind of realize that it's a lot harder to get where you're trying to go.
Yeah.
Especially today, I almost got lost in the Philippines when I was driving because I tried to go off the map, and that was a bad decision. So,
Should have known, Ian.
yeah,
Should have stayed with the outsourced option of using Google Maps.
and you really see it when you try things yourself. People think they can do it themselves or it's easier, but I think that's sort of a misconception.
Yeah, for sure. And if we go to kind of some of the main, I guess, questions that people have or issues that people have, a lot of people do seem to have some kind of bad taste in their mouth of outsourcing to other countries in Southeast Asia. They may not have one with the Philippines specifically because, I mean, if we talk about the English level, that's I feel like if I had $1 for every time I'm asked, hey, what's the agent's accent like?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I have a good amount of dollars. We'll just put it that. We'll assign a specific number to it. Might have a thick wallet though. But the crazy thing about the Philippines is English is very much a native tongue.
Oh yeah.
They're
They're great at speaking English. So yeah, when you hear from so many people, like they get on the phone, like, oh, they have an accent. They're from the Philippines. They're from India. They're from somewhere. But I mean, why does that matter? I guess sometimes, because I mean, their English is so good. They can talk to you. They can understand you. They can speak with you. They even understand culture.
Yeah.
That's, I think, great thing that helps, or is a reason why Philippines is so popular for outsourcing, is they have already really connected to the Western culture and
for sure
and ways of life. So it's very easy for them to understand and sort of have those conversations with American customers.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I mean, even elementary school is the national language is Tagalog here in the Philippines, but they have a lot of regional dialects. So here in Cebu, they speak Cebuano, but they also have English, and English is all their schooling, all their education is in English from elementary school on. So it's not like people are just starting to learn the language later on. They're very much speaking it from a young age. And then with this influence of Western culture as well, culture being on top of that. It's also very interesting. Going back to my first trip here in the Philippines, I was going to a meeting, took a taxi to my meeting. And on the way to that meeting, started speaking with the taxi driver. He asked where I was from. I told him that I was from Utah, which is where I was living at the time, and where I grew up. And he lit up immediately. He was like, oh, the Utah Jazz.
Oh, let's go Jazz.
Let's go Jazz. And he was so excited that I was from Utah because basketball is it's probably the most popular sport here in the
We have a couple
Philippines.
teams.
Yeah, we have corporate teams here in the Philippines. There's basketball courts everywhere. Very much a popular sport here. And so I told him I was from Utah. We started talking about the Jazz, and he started listing off all the players from those classic years, 97, 98 finals teams, Carmelo and John Stockton, Jeff Hornacek, Brian Russell, Antoine Carr. Like he knew them all.
Yeah.
Like it was amazing. And so again, they have this incredible understanding of individuals and culture and just life in the US, even though they're an ocean away, that can really help again create that connection that people really want and hope to have on a customer service experience.
Oh yeah. So with sort of them having that knowledge and English experience, another reason that might, I guess, cause people to be concerned about outsourcing to the Philippines is quality. People are like, oh, you're outsourcing to the Philippines. It's low cost, low quality. Can you kind of get into that a little bit? Is that true?
For sure. No, it is not true. For sure, it is not true. Happy to get into that. Quality, again, being a Japanese company specifically, quality is everything to Japan. As far as I'm aware, TELE-NET and CTMP, we are the only Japanese call center, Japanese owned call center in the Philippines, potentially, certainly in Cebu, but in the Philippines. And because of that, because we have this obsession and focus on quality, we make sure that is not a drop off. Customers are able to receive a lower cost, extremely high quality product because of the obsession that our management team has, and that trickles down into every single agent, that we are working to put the best product on the table for all of our customers. And I think what kind of the evidence we have to show that our quality is kind of speaking for itself is when I joined TELE-NET 8 years ago, we had one office here in the Philippines and maybe 30 agents. Now we have multiple locations here with over 700 employees. And you don't get that far by putting a terrible product, low quality product in front of someone. So
I mean, in reality, Filipinos outperform Americans in customer service by a landslide.
Certainly in hospitality.
Communication, they're empathetic, they're patient, they're very kind, and having that just makes them so much better in handling calls and customers, which is something that you can't get in the US at a low cost. And so, when we think low cost, we're thinking knockoffs, we're thinking cheap, but in reality, it's low cost because of, the cost of living is lower. So that's why we're able to do costs
labor
at
costs
a lower
low.
price, smaller labor costs, but still high quality, just great agents.
And shout out to our management team here who does such a good job to make sure that quality is at the highest level of standard, and ensuring that that's executed just so well here.
They do a great job.
They do a wonderful job. And we have clients that tell us just like, we're so impressed with the operations here. It's very obvious that you care about us, you care about our customers, and you care about the quality that you're putting out there. So shout out to them.
Yeah, they do trainings not just on, quality assurance and, improving call handling and everything that you want in an agent, but they do, cultural training, bridging gaps between culture, how to communicate different leadership styles. We do all of that with our agents, QAs, and TLs just to be the best that we can. So 100%. They do a great job.
Yeah, it's really phenomenal to see how things have gone here. And again, the BPO industry is such an interesting one. Of course, there's huge changes that are taking place, and AI again is bringing some great innovations. But as we've talked about, we've kind of harped on this in multiple episodes, that people crave that human interaction. And that's not going anywhere.
So question sort of on that AI topic that we've talked about, AI is going to take our jobs. But on this level of outsourcing, sometimes I've gotten some pushback of, if we outsource to the Philippines, isn't that stealing jobs? Like, should companies be worried about, losing jobs to outsourcing, replacing jobs? Is that an issue, or
That's a good question. I mean, I feel like
sort of a shift in the role?
yeah, I feel like there's plenty of jobs.
Yeah.
Again, the demand for customer service is so high that there's plenty of jobs to go around in both the US. And of course, there's no issue with any company wanting onshore US support. That's why we opened up our Las Vegas office to provide that to our customers. But the demand for high quality customer service is just so high that I don't view it in any
Yeah.
way of it being stealing jobs.
Yeah, because sometimes outsourcing you only think is for big corporations, big companies do it with hundreds of agents, but
Yep.
those smaller companies, mid-sized companies can outsource too. And
Yeah.
it's not replacing jobs, it's sort of shifting roles where employees in the US, your CEO, you have a small business, you outsource to some agents in the Philippines, and that just allows you to free up, do other things, allow to have local employment
Yep.
focusing on other tasks.
Yep.
So it's sort of just kind of changing your mindset and realizing that outsourcing is not a negative thing. It's just very beneficial and can be very impactful.
Yeah. And I mean, tons of companies are able to grow and scale because of their
Yep.
lower costs here.
Yeah.
If anything, it's enabling a stronger economy for the US because companies can save that money, use it on investing on their local product and whatnot. So
You've seen companies grow from 3 agents to
300 agents.
300 agents.
Yeah.
So
And meeting that demand. So it's really good. It's been fun to witness and see and be along for this ride of TELE-NET's growth specifically.
Yeah.
So really cool. In fact, we also are going to have a special guest
Oh,
today.
yes, real special tonight.
Leanne will be joining us a little bit later, she oversees one of our bigger clients' operations. And so we're going to be speaking with her, asking her a few questions about what she likes about the industry, what she's seeing, and whatnot. And so we'll have her on next. Does that sound good?
That sounds really good.
All right. I am here with our special guest, Leanne. Thanks for being with us today on Press 2 for Representative. Leanne is one of our client services. Wait, why don't you say it?
Yes, client service delivery manager.
Client service delivery manager for one of our major clients here in Cebu. She does a phenomenal job. How many years have you been at TELE-NET?
I've been here for 6 years.
6 years. That's a long time.
Yes.
And what did you start out as?
An agent.
As an agent.
Yes.
And you've
Customer
worked your
service
way up.
representative.
Incredible.
Yes.
Incredible.
I've been 8 months as an agent.
Okay.
And then I've been a quality analyst. And then for 3 months, I was lateral transferred as a team lead.
Okay.
And after that, since I am the team lead of that account, I need to step up as a client service delivery manager.
Amazing. That's awesome. And so prior to coming to TELE-NET, is TELE-NET your first BPO or were you at a different one before?
No, actually, it's my third BPO already.
Okay.
So the first one was a sales account. So I've been there for 2 years and then 1 year as a virtual assistant.
Amazing. So you have over a decade of experience within the industry. We're talking about, Ian and I in this episode, we've been talking about why people should outsource to the Philippines. And one question that came up was people are worried that quality will go down if they outsource to the Philippines. How would you answer that? What kind of things do you do to ensure that quality remains extremely high for customers?
So first is I believe that when you outsource here in the Philippines, the very best thing that we can offer is really our skill set because we have high English skills. I mean, our English skills is high.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm maybe I'm bragging, but I would really like to highlight that.
Yeah.
And at the same time, we are. I mean, we work hard.
Yeah.
Of course.
For sure.
That's it. And we ensure that quality is always met.
Yeah.
So in order for us to do that, we need to set standards and we have to follow certain guidelines, of course.
Yeah.
And that's how we make sure that we really like achieve the quality that we need. I mean, the clients need.
Yeah. And in your current role, since you're kind of like the main point of contact between this major client that we have and the entire operation that is going on here, communication is so important.
Yes.
You ensure that not only the agents understand what the client is saying, but you also make sure that the client understands what's happening.
Correct.
Right? So can you talk to me a little bit about communication, what you do to ensure and make sure that people feel like they don't lose transparency in a business? Because that's another concern that people have is, oh, if I outsource, I'm going to lose the transparency that I have in my business. So let's talk about that a little bit.
Well, for almost like 5 years in this account, I really learned that honesty and respect has to go together.
Yeah.
So honesty when it comes to the client and the company side, and of course respect to both, since you have to build that and you have to also earn that from them.
Sure.
So in order for them to be ensured that the quality and we made sure that communication is still there, we just really have to be honest. Aside from being transparent, honest, and we have to like respect them.
Cool. Great answer. Yeah, I think that's really, really cool. And I love, again, that those same principles need to take place in any company.
Correct.
It's not just when you're outsourcing, but they become especially important when you're outsourcing because, again, people don't want to feel like they're lost in their understanding of the operation. So you've set up this incredible system and process for our clients to be able to have open communication with you and with others so that they have full knowledge and, again, transparency as to what's going on in the day to day. So just one last question. We know you're super busy. What would you say to anybody that is considering outsourcing here in the Philippines? Why would you think, what would you recommend to them for it being a good idea?
Okay. So again, as what I've said earlier, that here in the Philippines, we ensure that we provide quality in our service, and at the same time, we do really provide good communication, honesty, respect, and we make sure that um, top tier top tier service. That's we always aim. Excellent service. That is we always aim all the time. So that's why it is better really to outsource here in the Philippines. It is also cost efficient at the same time. So yes, that's all I can say.
Love that answer. And again, with the feedback I received from the client that you specifically work with is they feel like you are just part of their team. You're another one of the employees. And that's exactly what we aim for, is that it doesn't feel like you're outsourcing. Sure, you're in a different country than they are, but you have such great communication and such high quality that they feel like you are just another employee for them. Right? Awesome. Well, again, grateful to have Leanne with us here. She's done a lot of great things, not only for our client, but for our business as a whole. And we'll get back to our conversation with Ian.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Really good interview with Leanne. She's awesome.
I hope you enjoyed that.
She's very, very good. We're lucky to have her here because she does a phenomenal job. Gave some great insight to what the operations are like. And of course, you also got to hear, again, the English quality of our workers here.
Sometimes I think they speak better English than me.
I sometimes think that too.
That doesn't take much.
We were talking a little bit earlier about you went on a run this morning and just kind of noticing things about society here. Obviously, I think there's 120, 150,000 workers within the BPO industry. And a lot of them are working at night in order to accommodate U.S. business hours. Well, you wanted to talk a little bit more about that?
It's just so interesting. They all work to accommodate U.S. business hours. And so, they go to work 9, 10 p.m. and it's dark out, the streets are dead. And then they work for a few hours, they eat lunch, it's midnight, 1 a.m. And, that's always really interesting when I go out with the agents to eat lunch because it is in the middle of the night, but it
3
feels
a.m.
like
Yeah.
middle of the day, city's busting, you got restaurants open, people walking on the streets, going every which way, because you have so many people that work in these call centers going out and getting food, getting lunch together. And so it's like, it's a lot of fun, especially since very new to me. I'm sound asleep at that time back home.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. You get to the call center at 10 p.m. local time here, and everybody's saying good morning to you.
Yep.
Which is kind of funny.
They say good morning.
It is.
When they finish their shift, they say good morning because it's morning.
Yeah. Yeah, it is funny. And yeah, it's obviously they're here working. A lot of them have families. They have kids. So they go home, take their kids to school in the morning. And then while their kids are out at school, that's when they sleep.
Yeah. Just midday, nice long nap.
Yeah. Yeah. The Philippines is it's such an underappreciated, kind of like a diamond in, I don't want to say diamond in the rough, but you could say that.
Yeah. I mean,
it's a beautiful place.
They've sort of figured out, it's very normalized. This BPO job workforce is very normal to their culture and their way of life. So it's just cool to see that they make it work.
Yeah.
It's like to us, if I was talking to somebody and they worked the night shift, I'd feel bad for them almost.
Yeah.
But not here.
Not here. Everybody's everybody's very much in the groove with it. With it being the holiday season, we don't want to put a damper on anything. So no fail of the week to share. However, we'll go ahead and give the win of the week to all of our agents here at CTNP. They're the winners. They do some incredible work here. And again, our product speaks for itself. We've been able, because we've been able to put on such a great, high quality product, we've seen tremendous growth over the past 8 years that I've been with the business. So shout out to them.
Yeah, it's been great to just see how much they impact and benefit, small businesses, medium businesses, and even some corporations in the US.
Yeah.
They are sort of just an extended arm of a lot of these companies.
Yeah.
And I mean, the American companies appreciate them and bring them in like they're their own employees, their own coworkers. So it's always fun to see just these agents ingrained with all of our clients and see, why we outsource is, beneficial.
Yeah. Agreed. Any other final thoughts, Ian?
No, I think that's all I got. I'm glad to be here. It's always fun to be in Cebu.
Yeah. Yeah, very fun to be here. Again, happy holidays from us to you. You can catch our podcast on all major streaming sites, YouTube, as well as wherever you listen to any of your podcasts. Feel free to like and subscribe. Keep those questions coming. Keep those experiences
Fill the comment section. We love it.
We love it. Shout out to Kaylin on your recent comment on YouTube. We're grateful for that. Grateful for those of you that are listening. So
always remember to press 2.
Press 2 for representative. Until next time, happy holidays.
Happy holidays.